Hello and welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Peter. Today is the Saturday before Easter, so I'm going to prepare a few delicious dishes for my family, and I'm going to invite you all along to see how I not only cook the food, but the first step is how I prepare it. So today I'm going to make one of my family favorites. It's called Spatchcock Chicken. Spatchcock is just a fancy name for butterflying the chicken, where you cut out the spine, remove that, flatten the chicken out, season it, and then let it marinate for a couple of hours, and then I'll show you how we cook the chicken after that. So come along. All right, let's get started. So we have our 3.5 pound organic chicken here that I got from the market. You can see it has nice color to it. I have my seasonings here. I have 4 cloves of garlic that has been minced. I have cracked black pepper, coarse salt. I have a combination 3 sprigs each of thyme, rosemary. Then I also have, just to add a little more flavor, I do have some onion salt, some onion powder, and some garlic powder, along with the zest of 1 Meyer lemon. And then to that, I'll add half a cup of olive oil, mix that all together, and then give the chicken a nice massage afterwards, inside and out, all in the cavities, under the skin of the breast, and so forth. But first, why don't we cut our chicken, and I'll show you how to butterfly the chicken first. So what we're going to do is turn our board this way, and we will get a pair of shears, and we'll find the spine here, and we'll cut the spine of the chicken out. So find that spine, it's right here, you can feel the bone, and then cut with your shears right along the spine. Pretty simple. Once you get it, you find it, feel it, and then cut right along the spine without cutting your finger, hopefully. Go right along. There's 2 sides. You cut along one side, and this can be a little bloody for some of you who are a little squeamish, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. So this part's a little tough, so there we go. You can save that for chicken stock, for soups, whatever the case may be. So now that we have our marinade all mixed up, now what we're going to do, the chicken has been butterflied. It's already been washed, patted dry with paper towels and so forth to get it dry. So now what I'm going to do is give this chicken a nice bath, a bath full of seasonings. But what I like to do is start by making a little cavity between the breast and the skin of the chicken, and then I grab some of this. And as you can see, I'm wearing gloves. You always want to wear gloves when you're working with chicken, because chicken, as you know, can cause salmonella if you are not cleaning your hands properly or transferring the bacteria to other things that you touch. So it's always good to have gloves when you're working with chicken, so you can easily dispose of them. So as you can see, I'm getting under the breast pretty liberally. The breasts have a tendency of being a little dry, so this helps the breast stay nice and moist during the cooking process. And then I'm going to take this and just give the chicken a nice massage like this all over. Everywhere in the cavities, inside and out. Turn it around. Get the back side underneath here. With the whole, every square inch of this chicken is going to be coated with love. Like someone once told me, you take care of your bird and your bird will take care of you, and I'm a firm believer in that. So again, flip this back over. So after this is all coated, we'll cover it, put it in the refrigerator. Like I said, today is the day before Easter. We're in Oakland, California, dealing with this shelter in place during the coronavirus, so I'm doing a lot of cooking at home. And for my family and I, we're going to have this as well as lamb chops. So I'm going to start with the prep work for this. Let it sit overnight, and before I cook it, I'm going to let it get to room temperature. So here's what it looks like. All right, hello everyone, and happy Easter. Today is Easter Sunday. We're back working with our Spatchcock chicken. The chicken has been butterflied. It's been marinating for about 10 hours now. I had it wrapped up in plastic, sitting in the fridge for about 10 hours overnight. When I got up this morning, I took it out of the refrigerator, let it sit out on the counter for a couple of hours, and now it's at room temperature. One thing to note here is that you always want to take your meat out, let it get to room temperature before you put it in the skillet or on the grill, because you want the meat to cook evenly. And the way to let that happen by letting it cook evenly is by letting the meat get to room temperature. One thing that could happen is if you take it out directly out of the fridge and put it on the grill or on the stove, the outside gets done before the inside. So that's going to cause all kind of problems. So I highly suggest that you let the chicken or the beef rest for 30 minutes to an hour before you cook it. So here's what it looks like, and we're ready to go. Come on, let's do this. So now we're ready to get our hot skillet going. We're going to brown it on both sides, 5 minutes each side. Then we're going to take it off, put it in this case, I have a special surprise. Okay, so we have a couple of tablespoons of olive oil in our skillet. It should be pretty hot. I see a little smoke coming off, so that's an indicator that it's ready. What we want to hear is a nice sizzle when we put the chicken on. We're going to cook it breast side down, 5 minutes each side. So I'm going to take this and drop it in easy. You don't want to splatter over yourself. But that's the sound you want to hear, that sizzling sound like that. And I'll save some of these bits right here and put these back in the skillet. So we're going to let that go 5 minutes each side. So it's been 5 minutes. We're going to take this and flip it over. Be very careful. And there we go. That's the color we're looking for. So another 5 minutes. We'll sear on this side. Some of the skin broke, but that's okay. That happens sometimes. But this color is what we're looking for. Like they say, the more color, the more flavor. So we'll let that go another 5 minutes. And then we'll do the next step. We'll let that sizzle a little bit, and then we'll kind of use the butter and scrape off the sides. All that is flavor right there. We want to get all that back into our, what's going to be eventually a pan sauce. So scrape that few ingredients back, some whole garlic, a couple of slices of onion, some lemon, a little bit of rosemary back in there, and then the capper is a little bit of Chardonnay. So I'm going to put the chicken back in here. And then we'll turn that down a little bit and just slide our chicken. Here's what the back side looks like. Slide our chicken right back in there. And then put all these ingredients, all these drippings back in there. Take all that out. All that back in. Well, like I said, we'll cook it uncovered first for about 20 minutes. Then we'll check the temperature internally. We want to go to about 165, 170 in the breast area to know that it's done. And then the last 20 minutes we'll put the top on. We'll baste it first, then put the top on. Surprise is that we're going to do this all in my Traeger right here, my baby. Okay, let's do some basting. All over the chicken. Use that, all those good juices. Okay, looks like we're at 170, 171. A little over. This is perfect. That's where I like mine, right between 165 and 170. So we're ready to take this off and let it rest. And let's see, guys. Okay, so let's see what our finished product looks like. So we cooked this 40 minutes on the Traeger grill, basted it after 20 minutes, let it get to an internal temperature of 170 in the breast with the thermometer, and it looks delicious. I can't wait to try it. So from my family to yours, you all have a happy and safe Easter.